Look what the UPS man dropped off today. A Snow Joe iON24 snowblower. 80 volt, 24 inch, dual stage, cordless. This one uses 2 batteries. It comes with 5 amp hour batteries. You'll find one in the box and one was mailed to you separately. Has something to do with shipping regulations. The box itself is beat up just a little bit. I don't really expect anything to have any problems, but we'll make sure we watch it just in case. So let me get the box over to the shop and we'll take it from there. Okay, I got the box in the shop here. Let's look at some of these things on the box a minute. Clearing width, 24 inches. Plowing capacity, 100 pounds per minute, 1,000 pounds per minute. Throwing distance, 32 feet. Run time, up to 40 minutes. Depth of snow cut, 13 inches, 2,500 watt motor. Push button digital control, self-drive system, 2-stage technology, 2 batteries, plus a charger included. All right, let's drop the box and see what we got. Okay, opening the box. The box was pretty well beat up from UPS. I doubt that there's going to be anything wrong with it, but you never know. So let's take it out and look at it. Box with something in it. Cardboard with nothing in it. A box with something in it. Probably the charger and the batteries and the device itself. So there's looks like a box down on the bottom, but that's probably just a cushioning box. I'll let you know in a minute. All right, first thing that I pulled out of the box is a box that says Power On Echo Sharp Accessory Kit. And it's for both Sun Joe and Snow Joe stuff. Open it up, and there's 2 40 volt batteries in there and a charger. And if you have this mailed to you, my understanding is you may not get both batteries in the same box. The one battery may come later or at a different time. Something has to do with the shipping. So 2 batteries, charger in this first box. All right, this next box rattles like there's some broken plastic in it. We'll see what's in here. And there's no broken plastic in it. It's the chute, some nuts and bolts and paraphernalia, and the manual. So I'm going to take a little time, read the manual, see what's going on with this. So when we put it together right the first time. So I'm not like Casey, who just throws everything all over. I like to keep things a little neat and organized while I'm working on them, because otherwise I always miss a part, can't find it, complain about not being able to find it when it was there all along. So I'll come back in a second or two. All right, right now I do have everything out of the box except the snowblower itself. Get the discharge, get some wing nuts, some bolts, a crank rod. There's only 6 pages of safety things in this one, so it's not quite as bad as a gas powered. So, and then they talk about get the rest of it out of the box. I did want to show you one thing. In the box, when you get to this point, the upper handles and lower handles are actually tied together with a cable. I always like to put the handle on right now, then cut the end of the box out and drag it out. It's a lot easier to do, especially with one person, but it's a lot easier to do than to lift this thing out of the box and then put together. So just take the step in the book and put the handles on, and then we'll cut the end of the box out and drag it out of the box. Okay, there it is so far. We've got to put the chute on and the crank on and a couple other things yet. So the handles are on it. It uses the plastic wing nuts with the metal inserts, so it's a quality there. One thing that I have noticed this year is some of the other brands are going back to just the lock nut. These wing nuts are nice from the fact that if you ever want to move it and you have a real low car, you can take it apart. Otherwise, they tend to get busted over the years and stuff like that. So, if most of us will never ever use our snowblowers hauling them around, so a lot of places or a lot of the brands are going back to the regular steel lock nuts now and use a wrench to tighten them down so they're nice and solid. So. And this one uses I call them the cheap knobby tires. They have a little bit of traction on them. We've kind of, as an industry, we've kind of said that these are the cheap tires. But this is a small, lightweight machine, so I don't expect that deep lug tires are going to make that big a difference. We'll see as time goes on. So, and we'll put this together a little bit more as we go and go through it. When I say cheap, low lug tires, those are what I'm talking about. Move over here. This one has the deeper tires. They look more like they're a rubber instead of a shiny tire. So, all right, I'm going to stop the thing, get rid of the box here. It did come out of the box well. I said when we started there was a box behind the wheels that was crushed. That was just a box for cushioning. So there was nothing broken on it. Box was a little beat up from the UPS guy, but other than that, everything looks good so far. Okay, I got it together. It really is not a big deal to put it together. 4 bolts for the handle, get it out of the box. Put this little bracket on for the chute control. 4 wing nuts to put the chute on. That's really it. I did charge the batteries. Batteries are kind of nice. Snow Joe does a good job with their batteries. So you press them in, they lock in. Stay nice and tight. When you want to release them, you just flip the lever and they pop out so you can pull them out easy. They're covered so you won't get too much, they won't get wet or too wet when you're blowing snow. So this thing does have a metal front end and it has metal skid shoes, metal auger, plastic LED lights, plastic dash is what I was going to say. The cover for the engine, for the motor, the electrics, is plastic. Before I'm done with this, I am going to tip it up on its nose and take the cover off the bottom so you can see what's inside. To me, that's important to see how it's built. It's pretty standard as far as the 2-stage goes. Nice warm gear transmission housing here. Looks like full length shafts for the augers and sealed ball bearings on the outside. So I can get that to, there we go. And we have a metal scraper bar, bolts in like normal. And nothing fancy, no poly shoes, no poly skid bar, no that type of stuff. 3 blades inside. They are cupped, so they should throw the snow fine. That's something you don't see here in the US too much, a finger guard. So you don't stick your fingers down in there. It does have the chute clearing stick. The chute is poly, and it's just a rotation. There's no deflector control, which is fine for what this one is going to do. So chute wise, it does rotate pretty good. It's a pretty good gear on there. I think this is going to hold up just fine. Dash, it's got safeties on the handles. 2 handles on each side. Safety for the auger, emergency stop. And let's light this up here a little bit, see if we can see it. And let's tilt this a little more. There we go. So you have 3 speeds forward across the top, reverse, and then headlights. Let's turn the headlights on. Let's see what they look like. Lights turn green. Well, there we go. Cute little headlights. LEDs. You can adjust them up and down. Wonder how they're gonna look. Let me walk over here and turn the lights off. Well, it's about dusk outside, so I have to say that the lights are typical. There's lights there, but don't expect to use them much. Anyway, okay. So let me go turn the lights back on. I will put this alongside of this Toro 24-inch in another video so we can take a look at it that way. For now, this is just a start video for this Snow Joe, an unboxing we call it. So, and let me set this down, and I'm going to set it down right here in front. And I know everybody wants to know what this is going to sound like. So let me fire it up. Turn it on. Push the safety button. Pull the trigger. Fan is a little noisy, but that's because of the cups in the fan, so I expect that to be a little noisy. It's not like a house fan. This is designed to actually throw some snow, so it's not going to be real quiet. All right, I'm going to stop the video now and think of a few more things to look at and tell you about. Okay, front skid shoes, you will need to adjust them. You want them so they're flat, and we always set about 1/8 of an inch underneath the scraper bar, so that way it won't catch on the sidewalk crack so quickly. If you're doing gravel, you might want to have it up a little higher so you don't throw too many rocks through it. All right, and when you go to use it, before you go to use it, it's supposed to be 20 pounds in each wheel. When you push down on the handles, it should come up nice and straight. If it doesn't, if one side is a little wobbly, check the tire pressure there to make sure that you've got the 20 pounds. So, trying to think what else is going on here. Other than that, it looks like everything is ready to go. All the wing nuts for the chute, make sure you tighten them tight. I used pliers to make sure those are tight and tight. There's no locking on it, so I'm afraid that if you don't they're just going to vibrate off, you know, typical. So, or use Loctite for sure. Dog's out visiting me, and that's Willow, my Italian Greyhound. She's always cold. All right, and next, I say all right too much, don't I? Okay, so let me stop this, see what else I need to talk about. All right, I decided to just tip this up on the top so you can see underneath. The dash is sealed up tight so no real snow can get up in there. Same way on the bottom, there's some vents, but the vents are set up so that you shouldn't be able to get too much snow inside the engine housing, motor housing. So another video will take this apart and do a little bit more looking, but that's it for the unboxing. She looks, it's a nice little compact unit. It's the first two-stage lithium powered electric machine on the market. Aaron's had an electric snowblower a few years ago that was also a two-stage, but this is a completely new concept. Next is to see how it works. Next, I think I'm going to put this video together. Okay. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments, and you can go over to movingsnow.com and I'll have it posted over there. Also, a few more pictures. You can ask comments over there. That's the best place to do it. So, all right, that's it for the unboxing video. I think you guys had a good, hopefully you had a good chance to see what this is all about, what it's going to look like when it's put together. Got to hear it a little bit. Yes, it does make a little rattle when you go to start it up. That's because the shear bolts on the front auger don't tighten down onto the shaft. That's fine. That's the way. That's really not a bad way to do this. But it will make a little rattle when you go to fire it up. Just so you know that. So, otherwise, okay, thank you very much.